the language arts aspect is, one of the most essential parts of the day. And we want to make sure that 90 minutes or 120 minutes is spectacular. That all of our T's are crossed and I's are dotted when it comes to reading instruction. Our kids have to learn to read. And we have K-5, we have kindergarten students coming in that have never set foot in a preschool classroom. So, our kindergartners the learning curve is tremendous with them. But they end the year all being on grade level. It's amazing. We have fifth graders coming in who have maybe spent only a couple of days sometimes in a school in Central America. We've seen this, having to perform on a fifth grade level. So tremendous challenges with that. So we want to make sure that our reading instruction is top notch. So when we were evaluating our RTI model originally, we had a lot of students being pulled out. Everyone was being pulled out. And it became the silo of instruction where the classroom teachers were not necessarily taking accountability on the successes or the challenges that their students had, because it was the ESOL teacher's responsibility or it was the SPEDS teacher's responsibility. So we wanted to make sure that our program was totally inclusive and that students saw themselves as part of a classroom culture, a strong classroom culture, where all the resources were being brought in. So we looked very strategically at the resources that we had. We did an asset map as a school, outlining who were our specialists, who was the best supports, who were our best teachers, what kind of collaboration model did we have. And so for one grade level, we decided to stop pushing kids out and start pulling resources into these classrooms. So in a typical classroom, for 30 minutes, you would have the ESOL teacher doing a guided reading or strategy-based lesson with ESOL students in the classroom teacher working with students, a reading assistant working with students, a reading specialist working with students. So instead of the classroom teacher doing a small group reading and having to manage all these different centers and kids being pulled out all over the place, just a real disjointed type of literacy instruction, that was doing nothing for us. Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Well, that's where we were. So let's stop pushing kids out. Let's pull the resources in, and being able to work with everybody in the classroom environment, providing solid differentiated instruction on their level, gave a greater sense of community, increased the level of engagement in reading, because kids weren't wasting time being pulled out. The teachers knew what was going on because they were in the same classroom. It enhanced their collaboration. It enhanced their collaborative planning, which was also essential. And then when we started doing that, other grade levels wanted to come along. And so now we have a school-wide, we call it our press-in model, that focuses heavy on great language arts instruction, doing it first. Once we started doing that, amazing thing happened. Our eligibilities for special education drastically dropped. Our behavior issues in the class drastically dropped. Our gifted eligibilities started to increase. Our SOL scores started to increase. Just for us, we were able to learn from each other, enhance our collaborative planning as a professional learning community, and also our collaborative instruction. So just bringing resources in and having everyone in the same room for language arts greatly increased our SOL performance.